Hi, this is Ryan Clark, bringing you the Redux Beverages Brawndo Honda race recap presented by Kingdom Crown Clothing. We're here at Glen Helen, the first round of the 2008 AMA Toyota Trucks National Series in sunny Southern California. We're hoping for a good weekend this weekend. We have 3 riders competing. Bob Kiniry will be representing us on his 2008 CRF 250R in the lights class, and both myself and Ryan Grantom will be riding a 450. Let's take a look at some of the action on and off the track from Glen Helen this weekend.
Was that the medium shirt then?
Wow.
Hey, does the first practice count for lap time?
Probably both.
It does?
Yeah. Go paint it on the first lap.
They say motocross racing isn't a team sport. Look at me working on my bike.
And it caused the muscles to relax and just filter out all the impurities that, you know, when you're not breathing, your body builds up this acid in your muscles. So.
Okay. How's it feel, Bob?
Feels good.
Feels
a lot
good.
better.
That's it.
On the track to success now.
Really.
Well, yesterday in practice, about third lap out, I didn't get to ride here last year, so I ended up over jumping a downhill, step up over a hill and landed all the way down at the bottom and about killed myself. Don't know how I didn't break my legs off, and ended up hurting my back a little bit, and had some trouble sleeping last night and getting up this morning. So been working on it all day, took some painkillers and trying to get through this moto, see how it goes.
You just kind of hit a kicker going over the hill?
Yeah, I was coming around there and I was starting to triple into that section, and there's a real sharp square edge, and I was just kind of standing up trying to drift, and I hit it and my front just tucked, and I swapped sideways, and there was a lip right here, and I was going sideways up the lip, and it caught and just flung me high-sided, just cartwheeled, landed about 3 or 4 jumps in.
Yeah, yesterday was my first time out here, and the hills are pretty steep, so there's a lot of high-speed sections out there. So that's kind of what I'm struggling at. I'm definitely not like a fan of fast tracks and stuff, so I'm a lot faster than a lot of people in the tighter sections.
Right.
Like, when I get to the bottom of the hill.
Now you got to work on for next week.
I don't know. I've been working my ass off, doing everything anybody tells me to do for a long ass time. Yeah,
Right.
but I don't care if it was my first week anymore. I don't
I mean,
quit everything and work my ass off to not even qualify. I don't know. I just didn't have a good. Wasn't inside the top 10. Started about where I finished, and kind of rode the pace of everybody around me.
Glen Helen was just a nightmare. Just like, I don't know, the wheels just came off. I don't know what happened. I mean, we had a bike issue first practice, and I missed the entire first practice. And then going out, second practice is now timed qualification, so I had to go out basically having not even seen the track, and run at full speed. I had 5 laps to get up to speed, put in a top 12 lap time. I put in a 14th place lap time, so I had to go race the Consi. So I got in fine on the Consi, and then went into the first moto, not really knowing where I was at. I didn't feel like I'd only got 1 practice session. Going out on the parade lap, I was, kind of looking around, trying to scope my lines. I got going and, got a pretty horrible start, typical Ryan Clark start. I'm really good at weaving through traffic on the first lap and making good decisions if I'm in the back. I can weave through traffic, I can pick good lines, and felt like, all I had to be was top 15 at halfway, and I knew I'd probably be able to come back close to top 10, with my fitness. But unfortunately, I only made it to the 3rd lap, and I got a little aggressive in a sand section, went down, and I just got some sand packed in my front brake lever. And I jumped back on the bike, took off again, and I didn't know at that time, but the front wheel was just locked. So I just took off, and front wheel hits, and I go over the bars. So got up again, rode over to the mechanics area, got the wheel loose, and by that time I was like 2 laps down, and as brutal as the track is, I really just wanted to save my energy for second moto. So I go back, get a little nap in and feeling good, feeling kind of rejuvenated going into the second moto, and we get up there. I got a decent gate pick for being, a decent gate for being dead last gate pick. And packing my gate in, and I hear my mechanic starting my bike, and I'm kind of like packing the gate, kind of focused on that. And I'm not even thinking about this, but he takes off back out of the mechanics area because he had forgotten his tool pack. Last year, the AMA put in a new rule that says if you leave the starting area once the gate's loaded, that you will not be allowed to ride. So basically, I don't know if he realized it right away or if he had ridden a little ways out and turned around and tried to come back in, but they told him that he couldn't come back in, and the point was kind of moot. We weren't going to be able to ride that race, so obviously I was really disappointed and just kind of perplexed, but I don't know, I thought just the best thing to do is just leave at that point, and didn't really want to deal with it right then, with my emotions kind of all jumbled, and I don't think anybody makes good decisions when they're really emotionally charged like that. So that was basically in a nutshell kind of what went on. I wasn't able to ride the second moto, and I was halfway down, halfway to Palm Springs probably by the time that moto ended. I just got out of there as quickly as I could. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Glen Helen this weekend. We'll see you all next week at the Hangtown National up in Sacramento, and enjoy a Brawndo this week. You can get yours at drinkbrawndo.com or your local convenience store.
Electrical problem, really. Unforeseen, something that went bad.
Bar to bar with some guys, and we were elbowing each other, and I ended up getting the worst end of that.